Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. On today's show, Bitcoin must break this key level for potential upside reversal, according to crypto analysts. Bitcoin experiencing shakeout, not end of 4-year cycle, says another analyst. And Bitcoin hitting 100,000 by the end of March, probably, crypto millionaire says. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Today is March 16, 2025. And, well, folks, got another day in Bitcoin country. We are down exactly 1% right now on the Biddy. Pretty much everything's going sideways. So let's get right into our market watch and Bitcoin technical analysis. Right now, Bitcoin sitting at 83,360. Ethereum down almost 1% at 1910. Solana down 5%, $128. Doge down 1.25% at 17 cents. And XRP down 1.8% at $2.34. In our crypto bubbles, we have BNX pumping it up 40% as we speak. We've got about a 50-50 mix up and down today on the Bitcoin market. Bera up 7%, Mint up 5%, Trump down 5%, Move down 8%, Jupiter down 8%, Pi down 10%, Sheeb down, up 6%. About a 50-50 mix. Let's zoom out to the weekly. And for the weekly, I'm seeing a lot of green here, folks. This is a good sign. We have BNX up 55%, Pancake Swap 24%, Toncoin 33%, Pepe up 13%, Sonic up 12%, BNB Coin 11%, Bera 13%. And zooming out to the monthly, we're still seeing a lot of red for the month, about a 95% to 25% up. We have really the only things up for the month. IP up 200%, BNX up 52%, Maker up 18%. On the flip side, we've got Trump Coin down 50%, Jasmy 40%, Doge 40%, Bonk 43%, Hype 50%, Algorand 36%. Currently, the Bitcoin total market cap is $1.651 trillion. Ethereum $230 billion, XRP $136 billion, Solana $65 billion, Doge $25.5 billion, Cardano $25 billion, Tron $20 billion market cap. Total market cap for all the cryptos together are $2.68 trillion right now, with Bitcoin dominance at 61.62%, Ethereum 8.5%, XRP 5%. We are currently sitting at a 32 in fear in the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Yesterday was a 30 in fear. Last week was a 20 in extreme fear. And we have 1,124 days left until the next Bitcoin halving, with 161,872 blocks left to mine. Getting into our assets globally by market cap, we've got gold at 20 trillion even, Apple at 3.2 trillion, Nvidia 3 trillion, Microsoft 2.8 trillion, Amazon 2 trillion, Google 2 trillion, silver 1.9 trillion, Saudi Aramco 1.681 trillion, Bitcoin 1.648 trillion right behind them, and Facebook at $1.5 trillion. Currently, you can get 1,200 exactly Satoshis for one fiat US dollar. And if we flip into our U.S. national debt, we've got another $4 billion since yesterday. The total U.S. debt right now sitting at $36,605,000,000,000 and change. And that equals to $107,078 per U.S. citizen, or $323,048 per U.S. taxpayer. So we've all been thinking, what's going on with the U.S. And the crypto market. And let's get into this a little deeper. We feel like we've already seen the bottom at about 76,000 and a half, and Bitcoin's been kind of going sideways past a little bit since it jacked up from that support level. Now sitting at 83 and a bit, and let's see where it's going to go from here. Bitcoin has to break out from this key level for the potential upside reversal, according to a crypto analyst. The crypto strategist known for making timely Bitcoin calls says BTC must clear one price area to signal the beginning of a fresh leg up. In a new video, synonymous analyst Credible tells his 69,000 YouTube subscribers that he's looking at a Bitcoin intermediate resistance of $94,000. According to the analyst, Bitcoin's downside momentum will likely persist as long as Bitcoin trades below what he believes is a local supply zone. We're looking for some sort of bottoming structure to form here, some sort of shift in market structure for a potential reversal to the upside. And that gets confirmed once we clear this local supply here at $94,000. And most importantly, in seeing an impulsive move to the upside. And yes, sometimes they can be tricky to spot or identify. So we're looking for, again, impulsive move to the upside, ideally breaking local supply. That is our indication that we're started the next leg to the upside. And here they've shared a reasonable chart which shows what we've talked about quite a bit with the head and shoulders pattern, where we've reached again the bottom to complete the head and shoulders pattern, and then he's got a direct banana straight up from there. An impulsive rally in this case is based on the Elliott wave theory, which states that a bullish asset tends to witness a 5-wave surge, where waves 1, 3, and 5 are upside moves, and waves 2 and 4 are corrective periods. Looking at the trader's chart, he seems to predict that Bitcoin will soar close to 104,000 if it takes out the resistance at 94K. So here's the 94K level, and then back up to 104,000. While Credible believes it is within the realm of possibility for Bitcoin to end its downtrend after bouncing from a low of 76,000, he knows that Bitcoin's heat map indicates thick sell orders around 86,000 with heavy demand below 84,000. A heat map tracks existing buy and sell orders in a crypto exchange order book. So, yeah, definitely going sideways, and we are right now, at least for the past week and a half, we're stuck between this 84 and 86 level. And we'll see if we hop up from there into the 94,000 zone, which will bring us then into the next leg up and hopefully over 100,000. And I personally feel like for myself, I'm betting on, over 100,000 really very shortly. Now, remember, this bull run, people are expecting that suddenly things are going to turn around and we're going to see this, huge move up and to the right. It typically takes time, folks. It's not going to happen all in one day. We're talking weeks now with Bitcoin. There definitely are very violent upswings, very violent downturns. So it could happen fast, but I think we're just going to see a gradual up and to the right momentum hitting that 94,000, then hitting 105, then getting into price discovery over the 108 that we saw. It was January 6th or January 8th. Right now, Bitcoin has experienced a shakeout, and it's not the end of the 4-year cycle, which some people are saying. Analysts are calling Bitcoin's over 22% correction a temporary price shakeout ahead of the next leg up in the Bitcoin market cycle. Bitcoin's historic bull cycle remains intact despite widespread investor concerns over the current downturn, which analysts suggest may be just a temporary shakeout before the next upward move in the market. Bitcoin's price is currently down 23% from the all-time high over 109,000 recorded on January 20th. On the day of the U.S. presidential Trump's inauguration, Cointelegraph Market Pro data shows. Despite investor sentiment dropping into extreme fear multiple times, historic chart patterns suggest that this may just be a price shakeout, a sudden price drop caused by multiple investors exiting their positions, preceded by a sudden price recovery. Several key indicators have returned bearish, leading to speculation that the bull cycle may be ending prematurely, Bitfinex analyst told Cointelegraph. Despite this, Bitcoin's 4-year cycle means an important factor, and it remains an important factor, historically shaping price movements, said the analyst, adding, corrections within bull cycles are normal, and past trends suggest that this may be a shakeout rather than the start of a prolonged bear market. However, the launch of the U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, which temporarily surpassed $125 billion in cumulative holdings, along with the growing institutional crypto investments, make it clear that the conventional cycle ceases to exist, the analyst added. In an optimistic sign for Bitcoin price action, Bitcoin staged a daily close above 84,000 on March 15th for the first time in over a week since March 8th, TradingView data shows. However, due to Bitcoin's correlation with traditional financial markets, BTC may only find a bottom along with equity markets, particularly the S&P and Bitfinex analysts adding. While 72 to 73 remain a key support range, the broader market narrative, especially global treasury yields and equity trends, will dictate Bitcoin's next major move. Trade wars have already been priced in to some extent, but prolonged economic strain could weigh on sentiment, adds the analyst. Bitcoin halving in 4-year cycle still crucial for Bitcoin price action, says Nexo analyst. Despite fears over a disrupted Bitcoin bull market, the 4-year cycle, along with the Bitcoin halving event, remain crucial for Bitcoin price action. According to Ilya Kalchev, dispatch analyst at Nexo digital asset investment platform, Bitcoin's 4-year compound annual growth rate has declined to a record low of 8%, posing questions about whether its traditional 4-year cycle remains valid. They told Cointelegraph, adding, although strong institutional adoption over the past 4 years has served as significant tailwind for Bitcoin, its halving events are still expected to exert long-term influence. The Bitcoin 2024 halving reduced the Bitcoin network's block reward to 3.125 BTC per block. That's every 10 minutes. Bitcoin prices up over 31% since the last halving occurred on April 20th last year, which was coined the most bullish setup for Bitcoin price, partly because of the growing institutional interest in the world's first cryptocurrency. So, and there's still that growing institutional interest, and now there's nation-state interest. There is USA state interest. There's countless number of countries all around the world that are silently interested in Bitcoin. Yesterday or a couple days ago, we had story about Russia secretly using Bitcoin and Ethereum to trade oil with India and China to get around the sanctions. So, Bitcoin's global. I expect that Bitcoin's going to continue on this upward trajectory, and really nothing can stop it. I don't think that the U.S. Treasury Reserve has been factored in yet. I think all this talk about tariffs and the stock market's dumping has a big effect on the Bitcoin market as well. Even though they're completely separate, they are in some ways connected. We do see a correlation between the two more recently, especially this year, and I guess about last year as well, a little bit compared to the past. Now, will Bitcoin hit 100K by the end of the month? Probably, Crypto Millionaire says. Bitcoin's currently languishing at 82,900, but one popular crypto millionaire expects to reach 100,000 by the end of the month. Bitcoin was trading at 82.9 at the time of publication on Sunday. That's up 10% from its lowest level of the month, giving it a market cap of 1.62 trillion. Probably up to 100,000 by the end of the month. It has found this resistance likely because investors are still fearful and staying in the sidelines. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index remains in the fear zone of 24, likely because of the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and its top trading partners. Josh Mandel, a popular analyst and millionaire with over 79,000 followers on X, predicts that the Bitcoin price may hit 100,000 by the end of the month if it closes above 84,000. Which it has been really. It's been very close to that 84,000 we see here. It's up to 84, it comes down to 82, 83, back to 84, trading really within that 83, 82 to 86, a very narrow range in the past couple of weeks. His X profile notes that Mandel has been in the trading industry for years. He worked for Salomon Brothers in the 90s and has also worked for Caxton Associates. Salomon was one of the biggest investment banks in the U.S. until Travelers acquired it in 1997. Caxton Associates is a top hedge fund with over $12 billion in assets under management. Mandel has become popular for publishing his Fidelity account details, which shows that his portfolio has grown from 2.1 million to over 23 million. He has achieved this mostly by trading Bitcoin and strategy or MSTR strategy options. Here's his portfolio. Mandel also became popular after his cryptic Bitcoin price prediction went viral in November. He predicted that Bitcoin would jump to 444,000 if 84 became the base. The post I had over 1 million views. Other popular crypto analysts remain bullish on Bitcoin. Cathie Wood's ARK Invest bought 80 million worth of Bitcoin this month and increased its stake on Coinbase. Michael Saylor's strategy has also accumulated more Bitcoin in the past few months, a sign that it expects the price to rebound. Fed and risk-on sentiment. Here we go with the correlation between the traditional financial markets and the crypto market. Bitcoin needs to rise by about 18% to get to the 100,000 mark this month. This is possible, but it will depend on two key analysts. First, the market needs to adjust to Donald Trump's tariffs. This explains why U.S. equities jumped on Friday, with the Dow Jones and NASDAQ indices rising by 674 and 450 points respectively. Historically, the stock market overreacts when there is a black swan event and rebounds afterward. A good example during the COVID-19 pandemic, when they crashed and bounced back. Second, the Fed Reserve needs to embrace a dovish tone now that the odds of the U.S. economy contracting in the first quarter have risen. The Atlanta Fed now tool estimates that the U.S. GDP will contract by 2.4% in quarter one. A dovish Fed will likely lead to a risk-on sentiment and push Bitcoin and altcoins prices higher. Yeah, so, you know, the Feds, right? The market needs to adjust to President Trump tariffs, and the Fed needs to embrace a dovish tone that the odds of the U.S. economy contracting in the first quarter have risen. So, you know, when that happens, they're going to have to lower the rates. And when the rates go down, interest rates, I'm talking about risk-on assets, stocks, the biddy, crypto, they like that because effectively people then have more money to put into riskier assets. You know, not to mention it's going to then lower interest rates on big ticket items, on everything really, real estate, auto. So everything experiences a bit of a boost when it comes to lower interest rates. And of course, the U.S. needs to service its debt. And they have a huge debt due this year, big payment due this year. And if the rates are high, it's going to be insane for them to try to repay this thing. So the rates definitely need to come down, and they will come down, regardless of what they're seeing in the market. If you look at the macro economic end, 100%, or I can say confidently 90% that the rates will come down more than what they're telling us, because they're going to have to refinance this debt. And if the rates are high, then this is going to become a huge burden on the U.S. Gov and the Feds. So I do expect that the rates are going to come down. I also expect that the money printer is going to start printing quite a bit shortly to help service this U.S. debt of, we just saw $36.6 trillion. Lots of money out there. As far as our latest estimation, there is approximately $900 trillion out there in assets globally. So money is everywhere. Money is abundant. It is time that's scarce, so spend your time wisely, folks. Spend less money than what you earn. Live within your means. If you start making more money, start saving more money. Don't start spending more money, and start saving when you're young. If you start saving in your teens or start saving in your early 20s, you should be able to retire when you're 40 or 45, still in your prime. If you've got a great idea, even if you're not ready, start with your idea today and things will slowly come together. Remember, here at Crypto News Global, you don't only listen to Crypto News Global, you are Crypto News Global. I am on a path to have 500 to 1,000 subscribers this year, so please join me on that journey and subscribe to the show. It would help quite a bit. If you found this stream enjoyable, please share, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next stream, folks. Thanks so much for joining.